Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Devil's Advocate. It's been a little while for me, obviously, a couple of months out. Good to be back. Good to see familiar faces. Loads of you in the comments. Get liking, get subscribing, get discussing. Hammer, Stu, Vicky, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I know it's a late one. We'll keep it relatively short. Talking backstage, Stu, you weren't very happy. Hammer, unsure about you. Vicky was nodding in agreement with Stu. So, Stu, I'm going to come to you first. Talk
Yeah.
to me about how you're feeling right now.
Well, look, I didn't think it was a great performance. Although I'm a huge advocate of winners of winning football. Doesn't matter how you get across the line as long as you get across the line. But, there are occasions where you got to do slightly better. I thought our ball retention at times was terrible. I thought Wigan, if they'd had a bit more belief about themselves, could have actually carved out more opportunities than what they did. Could you tell there was a gulf between Premier League and League One? Not necessarily, but you can't always do that anyway with lower league teams, because lower league teams do raise their game. I think our fitness was obviously the key element to it, but I didn't think our passing was any better than theirs. I didn't think our vision was any better than theirs. I didn't think our overall usage of the football was any better than Wigan's. One thing is glaringly clear is, Jesus Christ, are we wasteful? I mean, fuck me, are we wasteful? You can't really defend Hoyland tonight. He should have bagged a brace. There's absolutely no two ways about it.
You know what? I agree. I do agree. He had plenty of opportunities. I said before half time, and I kind of agreed with Ian Wright. He was talking about sort of the unluckiness behind some of them. I think one of them where it kind of bounced off him, went wide. I think that was unfortunate. I think the first one where he tried to cut it inside the keeper, it was a good save, but maybe should have got one or two.
Well, he should have bagged a brace. I mean, the header, you've got to get over it. He didn't get over it. It was like he got up well, positioned himself well, but it came off the top of his head. You've got to get over it. He gets over it. It's a goal. The one where it come off him, you know what? You've got to stick that away. If he turns slightly to his right, it doesn't squirm off. It's his body position. He wasn't actually set and ready for the rebound to come his way. And if it was Rude would have just arched his body just slightly, and then it wouldn't have skimmed away around the post. It would have actually skimmed and gone inside the post. And he's got to learn all this stuff. He really has. He's got to learn how to position himself better and be more clinical. Look, it comes with time. He's 20 years old, etc., etc., etc. But there are two glaring efforts. He puts that brace in at half time. He's taking the match ball home with him. That's the difference. He should have been taking that match ball home with him tonight. Look, congratulations to, I'm hoping Eastleigh get the nods, and I hope we switch it to Old Trafford so they get a hell of a payday. Same with Newport. I'd like it to switch to Old Trafford so they get a hell of a payday. If Eastleigh go through, I mean, if I was an Eastleigh player, I'd be absolutely buzzing tonight. I wouldn't want to be Newport County.
This is what the FA Cup is all about, isn't it? It's
absolutely.
For the small minority, and obviously it's exciting to watch. Has lost a little bit of its excitement these days. I saw a tweet about it being sort of on BBC and on BBC Two the other day, and it was just kind of a little bit lower on the pecking order these days, which is a real shame. I think Stu and I have had this conversation before. The FA Cup is a massive competition.
Well, I love it.
That we were very much excited about many years ago, and it's just a shame that it's kind of fallen off, and it's all about the big European games, isn't it? With regards to Hoyland, you can tell that the weight of expectation is weighing heavily on his shoulders, I think. It doesn't seem to be playing with that same smile like he did in the beginning. I think, when you've got no other striker to really rely on, he is the number one. When you've played less than 1,000 minutes for Atalanta, only 8 goals all season, I think there's a lot of expectation from a lot of people, and I think we need to relax a little bit. He should be doing better, absolutely, but we know what he's capable of. Anyway, Hammer, I'm going to come over to you, buddy. Anything that you agree with or disagree with, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I don't know if I'm as sad as Stu is with the performance, but I also am on the win as a win thing, mainly for how we're playing recently. In terms of Hoyland, I mean, I don't know what I'd say for the. I'd agree with a lot of what Stu's saying, and I think it's eventually going to come. This might sound weird in the beginning of what I'm going to say, but I'd like to see or at least find out when he got the size that he got, when he had his growth spurt, because he is 20, like Stu said, and he's young. I think he just doesn't know how to use his size yet. It seems like he was playing a little bit lesser talent, no disrespect to where he was playing before, so he could just abuse his size. But now you're playing at a different level league with some different type of.
I do agree with that.
So I think he just doesn't know how to use his size yet, and that'll come with age. And I think that's why it's necessary, whether it's January or summer, that we sign a proper mentor and a proper veteran striker, because he needs some help and he needs some guidance. A few of the older guys we signed these last couple seasons would be great for him, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, overall, I know it was not great because we were playing against lesser opposition and we probably should have just dominated, but we got the win. And with this team right now, I'll take the win.
I'll take the win too. Absolutely. Loads of you in the comments tonight. Really, really appreciate that as always. Make sure you get liking, get subscribing. Great to see James. I haven't spoken to this man for a little while. I hope you're well, buddy. Last but not least, Vicky, how are you feeling after that?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all right because, teams like Wigan are going to bring everything because it's like the magic of the FA Cup and things like that, and that's the difference between everything else. But I felt quite happy to see Maloney play today. I felt quite sorry for him because McTominay done a McTominay and he went up in the high line and just kept on trying to score goals, which is completely exposing the midfield again, which is obviously letting down the back four, which is also another inconsistent back four. So that's where I feel like things like that have been an issue in this game. But other than that, a win's a win. A lot of shots and only 2 goals, one of them being a penalty. I get it. Bruno should score the penalties, but I wouldn't mind Hoyland going for one.
Yeah, we might see that at some stage. I think, to be honest with you, Bruno, he hasn't scored since November until tonight. Probably needed a little bit of that. A bit of a soft penalty in my eyes, to be honest with you.
But then again, he gave the last penalty to Rashford, didn't he? Because Rashford needed it. So you can't keep doing it every time.
No, that's true. Absolutely right. I mean... Listen,
wait, and can I just say real quick on Mano, I do agree with what you said, and the kid still looked okay. So I'm hoping...
Good, man.
I'm hoping when he gets a disciplined and a more mature partner, and whoever ends up coming back, and ideally Casemiro, he's probably going to look even better.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, we could do with Casemiro back, but if any of the reports are
that's just so stupid.
Read and true. Wow, to be honest with you, bro, I can.
I understand. I understand the wage thing, but there's a lot of other people with high wages that should be gone before Casemiro. I'm sorry.
I do agree. Yeah, I do agree. But I think when Saudi or Qatar come call him for something like that caliber, well, we might get some money. Not that we want to feed the Glazers, but listen, it helps with the FFP and all that rubbish. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Obviously, we had Amari Forson debut tonight. Come through the ranks. Always good to see youth coming through. So really, really pleased for him. Garnacho, and I'll come to you first, Stu, on him. I thought, surprised he didn't get man of the match, to be honest. Obviously, he was given to Dallo in the end, but I thought he was really good again tonight. Quite explosive, bit of an impact. Seemed to be part of everything that was going forward if it wasn't Rashford. But he's been pretty good for a few weeks now. I know we've had some poor results, but he's been quite consistent. But what did you make of his performance tonight?
Yeah, not bad. I thought it was quite interesting to see how a League One defender would stand up to him. Again, maybe modernism in football dictates that you can't put your foot in toward a player anymore. And I was quite surprised that there wasn't more animalistic type of tackles in there. Certainly against the likes of Garnacho, certainly against the likes of Mino, certainly maybe against Rashford. I thought he obviously gave a better display than Rashford in terms of his ability on the ball. Rashford was doing his stop, start, going backwards instead of penetrating the actual box itself. like a few years ago, where he was getting penalty after penalty or striking after striking, hitting the target, scoring goals. I thought Garnacho showed a bit of maturity mixed in with a lot of immaturity still. It was an interesting performance and a very strange performance from Garnacho tonight. I mean, he had his wings clipped, didn't he, by McMahon when he came on. I mean, McMahon's an old school footballer. McMahon should have been on. Having said that, I think if McMahon had started from the start, they would have been down to 10 men anyway, because he's got that rashness about him. So I wouldn't score Garnacho any more than a 7 tonight. I thought it was an okay performance. I know he hit the bar with a great strike, etc. I thought their keeper looked excellent. He looks a real keeper. He does something about him.
He needs a nickname.
He needs a nickname. You can't call him Tickle.
The tickler.
Yeah.
I take it he's not going to have a sister or a daughter called Tessa, though.
I thought he looked a prospect, or looks a prospect. He's only a kid, isn't he? From what I can gather. So I thought he looked good. But Garnacho's decision making again today was poor at times. At times it was good. So he had one of those 50-50 mature games tonight, unfortunately. But hey, look, again, as I said before, I didn't think we were great, but we came away with a win. And we give somebody a payday. I'm really pleased about that, because that's exactly what the FA Cup's all about.
Absolutely right. Yeah, Sam Tickle's game by numbers. Got some stats to Stu. I'm sure you haven't missed this, but I'm back, and I'm going to give you some stats.
No, I haven't missed this.
17 passes completed, 12 saves, 10 saves and shots inside the box.
There you go.
7 long balls completed. He was great. Listen, we can be frustrated at the amount of wasteful chances there were, but I thought he was pretty exceptional. He is linked with a move away. I don't know who to.
He needs 2 years in the Premier League with a mid-range club, a Palace, a Brighton, somewhere like that.
Must be perfect. With
and
the
then
injuries they've got as well.
Yeah, he's a top 4 goalkeeper in the making. He's a terrific keeper. He really is.
Yeah,
terrific.
Why are we going in depth on Tickle? What is going on?
Oh, just well, he's got.
No, I just liked him. I just liked him. I just thought he was. I just thought he didn't look overawed to me. I thought the command of his box was excellent. His distribution was very, very good. His position was superb. His shot stopping ability looks good. He's very athletic.
He needs to take a little bit of the fucking power out of that left foot. God damn it.
He's a goalkeeper that is gonna if he gets to the right club, he's a goalkeeper that you're gonna be talking about. He really is. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, I thought he was very good too.
That shouldn't have made me laugh as much as it did.
Oh, it was just about to say, this tickled me, actually. Imagine if Wigan had Tuchel as manager, they could have Tommy Tickle.
The Tuchel Tickle. Yeah, he's here all week.
Tuchel Tickle. Right, let's move on to Diogo Dalot. He was actually quite good tonight. I think he could have got caught if it was against a larger team, a harder team. But I thought he was actually all right. He's had a lot of criticism this season. I don't think he's been as bad as people make out. And I know Stu would disagree with me with that, but I think he's done all right. But good tonight. But Hammer, I wanted to get your opinion on him. And obviously a well-taken goal, not known for that, but he was pretty solid, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't too bad. And I think, you're right. He might have been called out against better opponent. I think this opponent allowed him to have some of his offensive ability that he does have and have a little more freedom to do it. I think when he has to be disciplined and has to be staying back and defending is where he gets caught out, because he can't do it consistently. He did get the man of the match because of the goal. Yeah,
he did. Yeah,
he did somehow.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I guess he can have it. It's an FA Cup game. Oh, and I do agree that it's lost some of its thing from what y'all talked about earlier. Unfortunately, I'm one of the people who are like, it's 50-50 for me on the FA Cup in terms of interest. But it was a good goal, and I thought it was a deflection, but when they showed the replay, he did bend it through the player, so it was a pretty nice goal.
Yeah,
give him credit for it.
Good finish in the end. He's actually been interviewed post-match. He's talking about Sir Jim Ratcliffe here. It'll bring some good energy, positives, new things to conquer. I think there's a good feeling at Carrington, the motivation Sir Jim and Sir David Brailsford, brought. He goes on to say, I think we created a lot of chances. We could have put the ball in the net more than we did. Overall, we controlled the game. We've had some good moments, and I'm glad that we won. I hope so. On his goal, it gave us more confidence. We were needing the goal so we could be more calm and not rushing to score. We created a lot and could have scored more. It's what we missed today. That's why we're here. We're Manchester United and we want to win everything. Good little round off there by him.
Hasn't there been more goals scored by defenders than there is our forwards now?
Probably. I know that
Probably.
McTominay is our top scorer, isn't he, at the minute? And you're probably right on that one, to be honest with you. Talking of which, Vicky, I'm going to come to you on Rashford. Looks a little bit better tonight.
Why? He got Delo. He got Delo. He got Garnacho, and I get Rashford.
Well, who do you want? The floor.
No, it's all right. I'll do it.
Okay.
It's just another hard to watch game from Rashford. It's just
absolutely
lost in everything. Lost in runs, lost in passes, lost in shots. I don't know what's going on with the whole situation with our set plays, because the first 2 corners that we had were short ones and they were absolutely diabolical. So I don't know what the guy does. Does he play Candy Crush when he goes, just do short corners? Oh yeah, you did good.
I'll have a quick comment too. Is one of the things that was frustrating me too with him is like he was doing his start-stop thing. I think Stu mentioned it earlier, but when he did attack as well, he just kept doing the byline thing. Is that I feel it's his own. It feels like that's his go-to every time now. He doesn't have any creative ideas to do other things.
Yeah, you got to do both. If you're attacking a right back, and to be fair, the right back gave him a lot of space. So as the ball was progressed over to the left-hand side, he was in 10 yards of space all the time. So you've got this. He should have this idea before the ball comes across to him, where he wants to take it and where he wants to move into it. Ultimately, you can take that in one stride. So you can kind of take the ball, move it to the area of the pitch you want to move into. And he didn't do that. What he does, he gets it and he holds it, and then he decides what he's going to do with it. But by the time he's done that, as a right back, I'm in like that, bang, that's it. I'm getting you anywhere to go. And this right back was too far off him to enable him to do that. So, but again, this is what I can't understand with footballers. It winds me up so much because it's just basics in football for both parties, for both Rashford and the fullback. But when you're Rashford, you think to yourself, right, I'm just going to hit the diagonal of the box and I'm going to cause chaos. I'm going to run into somebody. I'm going to look at the ref and say pen, because that's what you do. That's what an intelligent player does. Every time he went to the byline, I've explained this before, Højlund's quite static outside the 6-yard box. He needs to be on his toes. He either needs to go near post or rear post or mill around in the centre. But what tends to happen is,
if you do get in the box,
well, you've got to be kind of careful on where you do. If you go front post, for example, you've got to make sure the ball comes out pretty much 6 yards so you can wrap your foot around it. If you're going into the middle, you can traverse closer to the goalkeeper, so you might be able to get a tap in, and at the rear, you're hoping it'll be a harder cross. Problem for Rashford is, guys, he's not looking at where he's crossing. He's getting to the byline. He's just pushing the ball through. And 9 out of 10 times, the goalkeeper will pick it up on the near post, or a defender will pick it up 2 yards off the near post, because he's not looking at what he's doing. And Garnacho has the same thing. So he's got to make sure that he does that. So if I was Rashford, I'd attack more the diagonal, and then that would give you more of an opportunity to affect something in the box.
Yeah.
Sorry to go on.
No, you don't apologise. All good. Ten Hag has come out and said a few things. The FA Cup is all about winning. It is knockout. You want to finish the job. That's what I said in the dressing room. Job done. He was asked about whether they should have scored more. Oh, definitely. In the first half, I think we created 5 or 6 very good chances. I think it was very good football. We should have taken more, but if you don't score, you have to stay focused, and I think we did that. He goes on to say about the investment. Lots to talk about that at the moment. Do you think that... I'll come to you all in a minute, actually. Do you think that that's kind of maybe given a little bit of inspiration? I know we talk about, this turning point of the season, this kind of thing. I'll ask you in a second. But he goes on to say it is an inspiration. Everyone is optimistic. There is a lot of work to do. We've had a lot of setbacks, and I think in the summer we were in a good way. But it is a journey. It is a project, and now we have to deal with some setbacks, but we keep it alive. survive it and strike back. So just come to you quickly then, Vicky. Do you think this is maybe going to reinvigorate the team a little bit? You know, they all had a meeting. He's spoken to all the players. Do you think there could be a little bit of that going around at the minute?
Oh well, yeah. Any change is good change. That isn't got like a club statement where it makes you feel like I don't want to open it, I don't want to read it.
You know,
But it is positive. They're talking about they must be feeling that they're feeling more invested. They must feel that they've actually got someone to ask for change. I think particularly putting the money towards Carrington for players must be nothing but feel more of a boost to make them feel more valuable, to make them feel that they are listening to them about how they want to win things. That's more important to them. So yeah, it does feel extremely positive right now, even though it's only 25/29%. So coming soon.
Yeah, I it's a good point, that Vic, because when you're players and you're involved and you're immersed in the game, training facilities are absolutely vital to you, because that's your believe it or not, that's your everyday job. It isn't Saturdays or Tuesdays. Your everyday job is going into training and having those great facilities. You're absolutely right. And having said that, the funny thing about it is Carrington's gym would be better than most people's home gyms, because that's how it is. For us, it'd be great if we walked in there. It'd be like walking in your local 24/7 gym. No messing, you don't care, do you? You just get on with it. But for players who are working with that equipment every day, working on those pitches every day, massage, showering, all that kind of stuff.
I'll give you that tender later, Nathan. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, it needs to be top drawer, and it clearly isn't. But the investment thing,
any gym shower is better than my gym shower. It's always freezing cold.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's no good. You want to get that sorted. The thing about the investment is, actually, for me, it's not the amount of money; it's the caliber of person. And people are calling Brails for dodgy, and are calling him this and calling him that. You've got to understand his attention to detail. He is a huge perfectionist, and he will know how to get the very, very best out of our sports science department. Yeah, look, if you're into cycling, you know what he was like. He was extremely.
Yeah, did anybody watch the Diary of the CEO with that interview?
I didn't see it, but I've heard about it. It's supposed to be quite good.
Oh, it's worth a good. It is a good watch. Listen. You don't watch it. Good.
Yeah, he's I mean, his attention to detail is second to none, and he will elevate us in the world of sports science. I mean, when you're dealing with cyclists that are doing grueling 180 k's pretty much every day with a single rest day
do that
a
on the
week.
weekend, don't you, Stu?
Well, I do actually. Yeah, I have done. Yeah, in the past. Yeah, but that's over 2 days. That's a day. And the climbing 20.
Theory. His theory is very easy to apply to.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So, yeah, you're 100% right. That's what I was getting at. His theories and the way he wants to do it. It's, if you listen to him and you understand him, he'll be a huge asset to us. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who they bring. I mean, a lot of the fans are looking at Ashworth and they're looking at Paul Mitchell as our saviours. Yeah. No, the structure will be the saviour. The structure will be the saviour.
Yeah, but you get those structure people in.
Right. Yeah, but without that structure, Mark, they can't operate.
No, I agree. I agree. But already we've got a structure that doesn't enable those two to come in.
Yes.
So if that structure changes, you get people caliber like that.
Yes.
I think that's
It's all about making roots and branches.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
oh
our
my God.
He's the element,
American.
not necessarily Mitchell and Ashworth. He'll be the one that will put everything into place. But Vicky's right. Just go ahead and watch or listen to Diary of a CEO. I've read some of the excerpts. It's really interesting.
It's about an hour and 20, but it's worth it. If you put it on, do your housework, and get it done.
I can barely get through 90 minutes of Manchester United at the moment, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to focus for that long. Anyway, I'm going to move to you again, Vicky. Rafa Varane. Talk to me.
Oh. Well, thank you for letting me pick this one. Yep, he got
Yeah,
fouled pretty bad. He got fouled pretty badly. I might have got told to sit down. But 94 passes. Oh, let's do it again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I keep pressing something in my earbud and it keeps making a noise. But yeah, I thought he was quite solid. I thought he was covering. He had to cover a bit for Aaron Wan-Bissaka at times. And he did have that really dodgy moment in the second half. Ooh, no, the first half at the end. Sorry. And then, but other than that, he was pretty.
Pretty good is what she was
Pretty
going to
good.
say, or maybe.
Pretty good.
Oh no! He was just a good solid. He was a good solid fruit. That's what he was.
Yeah, we won't go into the fruit, but yeah, I get where you're going.
Yeah, he was a...
Why does everyone think really crudely? It's nothing crude about.
He bruises like a peach, doesn't he? That's what he does.
He bruises like a peach.
Absolutely does. Right, let's come to. It's going to be a short one tonight. As obviously, it's late. I've got to get up early in the morning, and I'm sure everyone would also like to go to bed. But appreciate you being here and listening to us.
No, it's only 6 o'clock by me. So.
Well, you're all right, Hammer.
You're fine. Oh, I got gym in the mornings.
Lucky.
Me too.
You.
Quarter to 7 for me.
Quarter to 7. I'm going to have to get up at 6 tomorrow for mine. But anyway, we'll talk about the gym another time. Vicky won't be going because the showers are too cold and shit, apparently. So anyway,
I use the staff showers now.
Oh, you've been promoted, have you?
No comment.
Right, let's move on. Match ratings. Christ almighty, I'm all out of sorts tonight, boys. I'm sorry. And girls, sorry. Andre and Anna, I'll come to you, Hammer.
I'll give him a 7. He didn't have too much to do. He had the nice save earlier on, and I don't think he was sloppy as he is sometimes with his passes, or as sloppy as he is sometimes with his passes and past games this season. So I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I have to say, I think the reason behind that tonight is because they were playing a very low block, and it enables Anana whenever he retrieves the ball to distribute it how he wants to. Whereas if they're playing a high line, he's under a little bit more pressure, and it's very hard to do so. So you probably will see a bit of that tonight. But yeah, as you say, quite solid and good first save. A lot of people saying he should make that, but I think it was he got down well, to be honest with you. Diogo Dalot then. 100% tackles won, pass accuracy was 96, 69 touches, 40 out of 50 passes completed, 4 out of 5 ground drills won, 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 2 key passes, 1 shot on target, 1 goal, and I will give that to you, Stu, because you love talking about Dalot.
Oh.
6.
Well, damn. Wait. Question. What? How many tackles does it say?
I just. No, 6 for me. And I thought his game was relatively easy. I thought it was a straightforward game for him, and I think he didn't really he wasn't pressed and pushed as much as he should. I thought he was out of position a little bit on occasion. I think Wan-Bissaka had an equally bad game, by the way, so I would only give Wan-Bissaka a 6 anyway. Look. Each to their own with scores, but when
I feel like there's a lot of favouritism here, to be honest with you.
I quite like Dalot.
When McCoy said man of the match, I'm like, for God's sake.
I did feel the same, to be honest.
And to be fair, Harry Maguire played better tonight than Dalot, and he didn't take the pitch. So for me, it's a 6. I just can't do it.
I think
6.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate. I respect your opinion, but I can't give you that.
Nathan on the Dallo Express with me tonight.
Well, he gave an explanation.
Yeah, you can take the sofa tonight with that chat.
Rafa Varane then. Vicky, over to you.
Well, no, because I don't ever have I won't ever have an opinion on Varane. We'll
No,
just
that's
go.
fine. You've already
'Cause
spoken about it, but give me a rating.
Yeah, I'll just give him a 10 because I always give him a 10 because if I don't give him a 10, I've done something wrong. If I give him a 10, I've done something wrong. So I just say 10 every time now. Don't ask.
Is
Because
that going to be for every player that we give you, or
I gave Harry Maguire a 10 last time, Vic, and I only
Oh
give him
my
a 10
gosh.
today, so don't you worry.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
I will
Vicky
say
Hart, 10
he
by
he was
Nathan.
lucky. It was just the kid's like forearm and not the kid's elbow. We would have had to make a
I
sub.
know.
I
you've
know,
been-
I know that nose. I hope it doesn't affect his accent.
I doubt it very much. Might be a bit nasally for a few days, but 3 out of
Did
10 by
he-
Nathan. But I feel that he's trying
Damn.
to get a bite here.
Yes.
Right, Johnny Evans,
Of the peach?
hammer.
Sorry.
Oh, dear me. Dear me.
Who are we saying?
Evans.
Who are we talking about?
Johnny
Johnny
Evans.
Johnny
Oh,
Evans.
dear me.
Oh, he's like got like a birthday hangover or something. I don't know.
A 5?
Well, yeah, I was going 6 maybe, but I was being
Well,
generous.
see,
Was I
so
watching
here
a different game to you lot? Because I feel like I'm in a disagreement with
Well,
all of you tonight.
it could be a 5 or a 6. This one I'm only giving again for an explanation that I use every once in a while of when I do ratings, that if I don't hear you doing too much, or I don't hear your name, or I don't recognize you in the game, I'm just going to assume you're not really doing anything effective in the game.
I think the second half was not his. He didn't enjoy it.
He didn't enjoy it enough. I don't think he was great in the first. So, yeah, I would have given him a 5 or a 6, yeah.
Yeah, well, I disagree with all of you, and I'm going to
Wow.
bump it up to 6. Fair
That's
points,
6.
obviously. I just think he was. There was a couple of moments, particularly in the first half. Actually, I think you were right there, Stu. He held the ball up well, and there was a couple of points where he was quite strong with the ball and got round a winger. I think it was one on the right hand side. So I thought he was a relatively good. We didn't really have enough come against us. Really, they should have taken the
Exactly.
more.
Yeah,
we might have
exactly.
seen a bit more from both Varane and Evans, but I thought they were pretty solid, to be honest. Not really too much wrong. Aaron Wan-Bissaka then, Stu.
6. He was, do you know something? Erratic at best. I mean, very erratic. Positional play, woeful. Tackling ability, woeful. Didn't do much going forwards. Maybe a 62 harsh, but sorry, too good for him. No, 6. I'll stay with the 6. And the same
What
with
is that,
Dallas.
McTominay?
No, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I just thought he was a bit erratic tonight.
Oh yeah, don't. He irritated me so much tonight.
I
It's
think
almost like he
Not his best.
Crystal Palace on his mind.
Is he going
Not that
back?
we've not heard that rumor before.
No, I know.
It's not been linked, has he? He's
Yeah,
They say they're going to swap him for the winger.
Oh, you can never believe these swap deals.
No,
they never
I never.
I think
Swap
a lot
deals
of
always
it's a load of
BS.
bollocks, to be honest with you. Anyway, let's move on to Kobe Mainu then. I'll come to you, Vicky, on that one.
I still think that when it comes to these young players like Mainu and stuff like that, and just because they're doing so well, half the time I don't want to really build too much pressure and just go, oh, he's consistently like that. And then when he's like starting to go more games on, when he's getting used to it, and then he starts relaxing into his format of play, that he might go down a bit, and then everybody goes, oh, he's flopped. But I will say he was brilliant. He was consistent. He done some really amazing tricks early in the second half. Yeah. He definitely had to deal with a lot more defending than he should have had to because of McTominay going up so high, which is annoying because him and Dillo both like to do that. But so I'll give him an 8 out of 10 just because. But I just don't want to put pressure and give him numbers and stuff this early on in his.
It's a fair score, that Vic.
Yeah. I was thinking 7.5, so yeah, 8's fine.
I'll go 8. I think it's a fair score.
Yeah. More stats for you, Stu. 100% dribbles completed, 90% pass accuracy, 86 touches, 61 out of 68 passes completed, 10 out of 13 ground drills, 8 tackles, 1 long, 2 out of 3 long balls completed, 2 dribbles completed, 1 key pass. You know what? Wax lyrical every week.
Can I actually say something real quick? if I remember correctly, the kid started, and I know this is going back, and I know it's preseason, doesn't matter, and I was just really happy to see it. When I did go to that preseason game against Arsenal in MetLife, I'm pretty sure the kid started. He looked so fucking good.
Yeah,
he was playing passes up down the sideline. I was like, God damn.
Guys, don't forget, he got hooked at halftime at Forest.
I know, no. He's not going to be consistent, and he's not going to be, but...
No, that's not my point. My point is he got hooked at halftime at Forest. Look what he did tonight.
Yeah, he should.
That's maturity. That's a maturity.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we need to see a bit more of that, actually.
Yeah, we do.
He just does things that are actually, and he just makes it look so simple.
He does.
Oh yeah, he does.
I was going to say earlier, I say the same about him every time we come on to Ministry, but he's just so composed on the ball.
I would probably rate him slightly better than me for composure.
All right.
He's a terrific.
He's got very good composure, then, is he?
No, do you know what? He's a terrific player.
I didn't see his in the frame.
Hey, watch out!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Sorry, guys. Can I apply for a divorce now, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah, definitely go through marriage counselling in a minute.
You have to, I tell you, mate.
We aren't a channel for that, unfortunately, so I can't help you. But anyway, moving on to McTominay. I know we've criticised him a lot tonight. I'm not going to come to... In fact, we're going to give it to Stu. And yeah, go on then, Stu. Go on then, McTominay.
McSauce, 5. Look, he got into some great positions. But you've got to score goals, 3 or 4. Like Højlund, I've been critical of Højlund for a reason. I'm critical of McTominay for that reason. He gets a 5 for me, and I've got nothing else to say. I just thought poor. And Vicky's right. He left Mino. He was treading water a lot. Kobe was treading water a lot, but that's why you've got to look at what Mino did at Forest, the way that it was hooked at Forest.
He reminds me of McTominay. Reminds me of a kid that's constantly like testing the manager at five-a-side football.
Yeah,
because he's just doing his own thing.
Yeah, he did get forward a lot.
The
end product, very clumsy, and also I find that he gets himself into very tight spaces and doesn't ever show for the ball. He's always kind of not available. We talk about a couple of years ago now. Bollocks! I can't remember what the term's called, but anyway, when he played in the kind of 6-8 role with Fred, he was never really showing for the ball. Complete opposite to Manu, right? He's always showing for the ball, always open, can do something with it, can turn well on the half turn and everything else. John in the comments here, McT, awful again, 4 for me. Manu,
Johnny K knows.
Dictated that he does know. We need to get him on the show soon.
See, this is what
proves
average
midfielder.
Yeah, this is what proves to me that I would have kept Fred, but I understand why we sold Fred first, because McTominay was more money. And technically, we were going to sell McTominay and we were going to get someone else. And we were going to have them both placed, but we didn't. And we left with him. And yes, I know he's our biggest goal scorer, but he shouldn't be. And the only reason he's there is because he's there at erratic times when it shouldn't be at erratic times.
Correct.
Bless you.
Yeah, it was a cough, actually. It was just a very, very ferocious one. But thank you anyway. Bless me indeed.
I will say, too... No,
go on, bro. You first.
No, I was going to say about McTominay just real quick that I think he, and this is the nicest way I can put this, doesn't know his limitations, right? Like Stu just said, he likes to show up in tight spots and not always show and stuff like that. Even if you're showing up in tight spots,
was me, but yeah.
Even if you're showing up in tight spots, you don't have the capabilities to turn out of that tight spot anyway. So why are you trying to show up in a tight spot? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he knows his limitations.
You've got to be able to wriggle. If you show up in tight spots, fellas, you've got to be able to wriggle. And if you can get those hips wriggling, get yourself squirmed out of tight spots.
Okay.
But you've also got to defend.
More plaudits
Correct.
than he already gets, Hammer. I said those words, not Stu. How dare you? Anyway, Bruno Fernandes, 88% pass accuracy, 86 touches, 52 out of 59 passes completed, 6 key passes, 4 crosses completed, 2 ground duels, 2 big chances created, 1 penalty, 1 goal. Much better tonight, I thought. If I'm honest, obviously the penalty, very soft penalty. I'll give this to you, Vicky.
Yeah, but do you know what? Man United always get penalties, remember?
Oh, yeah, don't we just,
Not for a little while.
Yeah, don't we
not for a
just?
little while.
So if we get in this one in particular, I'll just take it. It gives Wigan, they can walk away thinking that they were cheated, and we can just walk away with a win.
Kick them while they're down. Why not? Kick
Right.
them while they're down.
Well, after what they did to Varane's nose, they can.
Yeah, that's just very true. I back you on that one. So a rating for him. What have you got?
Oh, so Bruno was trying to show some creation. He was not in set plays. I want to know what the hell is going on with these short corners. I'm not a fan, and I don't understand them.
Talking about Eric Ramsey actually in the chat earlier, and I do agree with what a couple of people said. He has improved our set piece defending display, but going forward, there is nothing for me. And
Nothing.
It's
Nothing.
worrying.
Do you know the only short corner Man United have scored?
No.
That you know, right? It was the Wolves game, and it was on Varane Day, and Varane scored it.
Oh, Varane scored. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Right. Was it a short corner?
Yeah, it was.
It was on Varane Day.
It was National.
Because that's the day we signed him as well, by the way. It was a secret. It's an actual holiday.
Yeah, I see.
He scored on that day, didn't he?
It's an actual bank holiday.
Lindelof. What about Lindelof, John?
He's injured.
Yeah, he's injured, but
he's just coming back
about the corner.
No, I think John's questioning whether or not Lindelof popped that one in, or whether it was Varane.
No. But it was definitely Varane.
Right, there you
go. John, all I can say is, if you are doing that, mate, you are brave. Very, very brave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
He's in America now. He can do what he wants.
He can do. Yeah, he's
right, let's move on to Garnacho then. Probably my favourite player tonight. I thought he should have got man of the match, but was taken off, so maybe that had an impact on that.
Perhaps I should have him, as I kind of didn't wax lyrical about him.
Okay, 88% pass accuracy, 61 touches, 36 out of 41 passes completed, 3 key passes, 3 ground duels, 1, 2 dribbles, 2 big chances created. I'll give that to you, Hammer.
My question to Hammer is, why didn't he complete 41 passes then? Why was it only 36? Yes.
True.
Well, partially probably because of his decision making, and I think the kid is taking advantage of opportunities more than we can say for a lot of people in this team when they do get opportunities, or are given more opportunities than they deserve. Got switched over to the right side, and I don't know. He's not doing bad on the right side, but I still think
Sorry, that was just so you know, that was a free kick, because we spent forever trying to remember it. Like, I was there at the game, and it was just spending forever to see if that goal was offside by VAR. Sorry.
No,
Johnny, you'll learn.
Yeah. No, yeah, and so I think he's doing well. He does need to start showing some matureness, because after this season, or if I'm going to be nice and say next season, but he's going to start approaching that part where, like with Rashford, who debuted young and was getting opportunities, but he wasn't improving his maturity and his decision making. And shit, sometimes we can still say that about Rashford now. So I don't want to see that happen with him as well. And I think he can start being more clinical, because he was being an impact sub last season, or like in his earlier parts, and he's starting to get more starting opportunities. And what does he have? 3 or 4 goals this season?
Yep.
Not enough.
4.
Yeah, so a little bit more clinical. Not necessarily hating on him today, because there were other people who should have been more clinical today, but I just mean overall. So I'll give him a. You know what? I'm gonna have to. I think because Vicky set a level with Mano, I'll have to give him an 8 as well. I was looking more so 7.9 for Mano before, but I'll give him an 8.
That's very specific.
7.5. Sorry, okay, Jesus Christ.
Gotcha. I thought you meant that. Slip of the tongue. Right, Marcus Rashford then, his game by numbers: 85% pass accuracy, 73 touches, 41 out of 48 passes completed, 8 dribbles, 6 key passes, 2 ground duels, 1 assist. An explosive performance is what's said here, but I know that you're going to probably disagree with me, Stu.
6. I thought he was okay. I thought he was okay. I thought he's had one of his better games in recent times. But there is a level with Rashford. There's a level with Rashford, and you've got to have standards. And if you don't compete with those standards, I mean, there was a part at the beginning where he took on their fullback, lost it, and then just walked back. Admittedly, it went for a throw, but he didn't make any kind of movement towards trying to retrieve the football. Went for the throw, and then he was kind of vindicated, didn't he? So he gets a 6 for me. I'm not saying it's a bad performance. He could have done better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's summed up really well, actually. I thought he was all right tonight, but I think there were a couple of things where he took it to the byline, seemed to want to fake shot it a few times rather than just bury it. Did have a good couple of opportunities. Remember in the first half, great save, actually. Really, really good save. Probably unfortunate not to get one, but yeah, there was.
Oh, it was a hell of a save. It was a really good save. That was. I know it went under one, but it was with some ferocious power, and it dodged beautifully on the deck. Those pea brains are those gutter balls, as you call them. They're really difficult to get hold of because they'll actually more than often they will squirm under a goalkeeper's hand because just purely by the power, it kind of knocks your hand out like that. He did well to retrieve that.
He did.
Really.
Yeah, he did well. Right.
Finally,
then, Rasmus Højlund, who wants him? I've got no stats for you.
I'll do it.
Go on, Vic.
Okay, I thought it's a completely different style of play. It's a different complete setting for a young lad once again who normally would be on a winter break right now. Not really. So playing with a different team once again, but it's just how confident are you meant to go into these games? When you're this young and so much pressure is put on him already. So I'm just going to cut him some slack. He should have definitely scored, but we're starting to say that more often than not. Okay, fine. I'm wrong. All right, I can admit when I'm wrong.
So it's 1-1,
Yes,
and I'm going to ask you a tiebreaker question in a minute to see who wins out of you and John. All right. Go on, carry on what you're saying.
But yeah, so I'm gonna give him a 6. I would have given him a 5, but I'm gonna give him a 6 because I just don't want to have the pressure. Because it's just too much weirdness. Like going from Premier League to Champions League to League One. He's not used to too many of these sort of things, and
it's a fair score that Vic, because I know why you're giving him that because his overall play was pretty good. His overall use of the football was great. He's just let himself down, and he has tonight. I think he's great, and I think he'll be a hell of a striker in the future. But he let himself down tonight. And that basic chances that header, he should have absolutely smashed it. No two ways about it. So.
And another thing to just to give him a little bit of slack too, because of his age, is because he's coming to, for some reason, a team that was stable or somewhat stable last season, but is just completely disjointed this season.
Yeah. You can't be a leading striker for Man United.
He can't shoulder that burden.
It's just. Do you know what annoys me is that he's such a young lad and he costs so much, and they should have got Kane. Those little sentences all come together, and it's just so irritating because we were never going to get Kane. Daniel Levy was never going to sell. We didn't have the money. Everybody knows. So they go, I don't know why he didn't get Kane, but they got this Højlund instead for this amount of money. Well, actually, he's going to be a great investment, but he shouldn't be going. He should not be going through this whole sentence of he's a lot of money, he's only a kid, and they should have got Kane.
No, you're right.
I think I think the striker market is quite saturated at the moment. I'm not a massive fan of Osimhen. I think Lewandowski is more concerned about TikToks at the minute. Harry Kane obviously went to Bayern.
Is Julio still
Jesse Lingard's free?
Jesse Lingard cares more about TikTok than everybody else.
No, I know, but I just said, oh no, he's free. Sorry, because the magic. Can you imagine if the Woodward era that would have so happened?
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
At this point, we were talking about it in the group chat. Everybody be delusional and let's go get Benzema because he's unhappy in Saudi Arabia.
I backed you up on that, Hammer. I
Yes,
think it
yeah.
was 6 months
He
late.
would
What a
be
off.
lead the line. He'll put in goals by his damn self, and he'll go mentor this kid.
What,
Benzema.
that and
Benzema.
Henderson goes to
Oh,
Everton, yeah?
Oh, that'd be
I don't know
hilarious.
what that's. Yeah, Julio, you
Right.
know what I'm talking about.
So just a quick question for well, you can all join in if you want, but
He's in.
John, I know he is, but I
I
know he is, but this gives Vicky a better chance as well, though, doesn't it? Right. So with Scott McTominay scoring 6 goals for United this season, who are the other 2 players that have also got 6 goals?
Ooh,
5 seconds.
I think I know one.
What, for Man
I
United?
don't know 2.
Yes.
I think I still know 2, but I think I
Right,
Oh,
know
another
why
5
don't
seconds.
do this? Oh, well, I'm going to say Bruno. It's not, though. Oh, why are you
Who's
doing
Who's your
this?
second? Who's your
Hoyland's
second? Well,
got-
because it's 1-1 at the minute.
Hoyland's got
1-1.
6. He's got 5 in the Champions League, 1 in the.
Oh.
Just Google
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Okay,
again,
then I
yeah,
think I know
Hoyland,
that.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Vicky, you got there first. Ah, John's come in. All right, it's 2-2. We'll do it again next time. But it is
What?
Hoyland and Bruno. 6 goals.
Yeah, because I
Right.
was going, I just forgot Man United were ever in the Champions League as well for a minute.
Right, don't you worry.
He's got 5.
I won't tell anyone you
Blanked
text
out.
me. Don't worry.
Right,
Okay.
good. It was a good show tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. It's good to be back. Lots of people in
Excellent.
tonight as well. So if you're watching this tomorrow morning, we appreciate that. Get liking, get subscribing. Go onto Twitter as well. Retweet and share if you can. And yeah, thanks, Stu. Thanks, Vicky. Thanks.
Pleasure.
Hannah. Really appreciate you guys being here. And we will see you next time.